All right. And we're live. Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first ever Nape YP induction webinar. My name is Flora Nisiobi, and I'm the Nape YP lead. And I want to welcome everyone here to the first Nape YP induction webinar. And this webinar basically was designed for graduates that are, those graduates, those serving currently at the NYC. Those are also in final year. Allows to get to know more about how they can transition from a student membership to an active membership role, and also how they can, participate and become a NAPI YP member, and then enjoy the benefit that comes with being a member of the community, and how it can help them build their career, both leadership wise and knowledge wise. So here with me today we have Mr. Philip Ajibeli, who is the current UAP chairman. So UAP basically manages the NAPE YP community and also the student membership community. And so NAPE YP is more like the bridge in between you becoming a NAPE member. So I'm going to give a history about NAPE and talk about the community and how it became about, and what have you. And then I'll hand over to Mr. Philip to give a few talk as that's NAPE YP, and then take it off from there with our guest, Mr. David Anamnese, who'll be sure to us his. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
ma,
Hello,
you.
loud
can
and
you all hear
clear.
me? Good. So
Yes,
I'm
ma, I
gonna
can hear you.
just
Go
give
ahead.
a brief introduction. All right. So NAPE basically is an oil and gas association which you're all aware of, right? And the membership cut across both science, engineering, anybody practicing within the oil and gas industry, whether you're a geologist, whether you're an engineer, whether you're an HR, a business development officer, whatever career you find yourself, but you work in an oil and gas industry or an energy industry, as so to say, based on the new energy coming up right now. Okay, please can somebody mute that mic? Is actually interfering. All right. So depending on it doesn't matter what career you are, provided you're providing services or you're actually working in oil and gas or energy industry, that qualifies you to become a member of the association. And so in the time past, we have student membership, we have the junior membership, we have the active membership, and we have the associate membership, and then the corporate membership. Student membership were for students that were in university, year one down to final year, studying a course in geology or geoscience or geophysics or geology and mining that had interest in, becoming a member of the association body. So to that, you have to become a student actually as a student member to actually benefit from the student membership portfolio. Now we also had the time for that junior membership whereby as you're graduating from the university and you're serving in the NYC, you're qualified to become a junior membership. But last 2 years, it was scrapped out from the association based on the resolution by the that was held at the last 2 years AGM meeting. So it was scrapped out, and then we only had student membership, active membership, associate, and then um corporate membership. So active membership talks about you becoming an active member of the association. You must have read, you're either a graduate, you must be, first of all, be a graduate of geoscience, geophysics, geology and mining, or geology related courses, and to qualify as a member of the association as an active member. Number two, yeah, I think you must, yeah, number one, you must actually study geology or any geological related courses. Number two, you must have graduated from the university to become an active member. Then for the corporate membership has to do with companies registering as their their businesses under NAPI as either an oil and gas company, energy company, or any oil and gas related services. Then for an associate member means that you're not a geoscientist, you don't have any discipline tied with geology, but you work in the oil and gas industry or the energy industry and you want to become a member of the association, you can become an associate member of NAPI. So these are the four categories of membership that NAPI has. Now, Nape YP was carved out as a community to help bridge the gap, in the sense that whereby to help is in the transition of student membership into the active membership. So normally when a student graduates from the university, they're automatically eligible to become an active member. And when they become an active member, they cannot just go out there into the association and start um performing roles in terms of leadership roles, or becoming active, participating, volunteering and all that, just like that head on. So Nape YP committee was carved out, whereby that will help them in their transition base, whereby they can all those leadership skills they want to, the leadership skills, the volunteerism, whatever creativity they want to add to the association, they can start with Napier YP as a community to build that creativity, build that leadership skills, and then grow into becoming, a full member of the community, of the association, by giving back to the association, either by becoming an ESCO, or managing top communities as you grow older. So the Nape YP community, basically, for you to become a member, you must also become an active member of the association. That's number one. Number two, you must fall between the age grade of between 0 to about 40 years. Yeah, between 0 to about 40 years. So definitely when I mean zero, I don't mean a baby. I mean, let me say um from 25, when you have graduated from university, but the benchmark is 40 years, and you must have between 0 to at least 15 years, so 15 years experience. So from 0 to 15 years experience, further not the Napi YP, yeah, based on the constitution, I think it's 15. Correct me if I'm wrong, Philip, but I think it's between 0 to 15 years experience. So depending on whether you're 1 year old in industry, or just 2 years, or you have no issues at all, you belong to the Napi YP community. So at the Napi YP community, we have leadership position that are being held by members of the community. The leadership position goes for 2 years. So you have leadership position, like you have the Napi YP lead, which I am. You also have the deputy Napi YP lead. You have the event and you have the event and welfare manager. We have the publicity secretary position. You also have the provost position. You have the general secretary position, and you also have the FinSec and treasurer position. Also, we have a constitutional mandate that helps to guide and run the Napier YP community, as to help it, achieve its goals and target for the association. I'll try and say I can drop that on the Napier YP group, but you can have access to that if you're actually a member of the community. If you're not a member of the community, you can have access to that particular manifesto that guides the that guides the community as a whole. So this becoming a member of the community, you can volunteer, you can apply to hold any of this position. Once you are a member, you must have become, the first step is to become a member of the community, become a volunteer in other committees, whereby you must have a hands-on experience of the various aspects of the community, how it's being run, what are the programs that we offer, and the programs we offer, who are our leaders, that we reach out to, or that we more like respond to, and all that. So you must have had a grasp knowledge about the community before you can actually come out to say you want to vie for a position at the community at the top head level. So if you're looking at becoming a NAPE ESCO one day, or looking at becoming a NAPE president one day, your leadership career goes start from becoming a NAPE YP community member first, before you can get to that stage of becoming a NAPE president in the future one day. So if that's the desire of maybe one day you want to be like Mr. Elliott, the current NAPE president, or you want to be the next NAPE vice president, or you want to become the next NAPE secretary, your leadership growth and career and involvement begins from the NAPE YP community. They all count for you in terms of your growth and leadership progression within the association. So if because there are requirements that you have to tick before you can actually come out to ref for such position. I can only get those requirements by becoming a participated member or a volunteer within the community, within the Nape YP community. And so I'm going to stop here, and I'll leave the floor open for Mr. Philip Ajibeli, who is the current UAP chairman and also our leader in terms of managing the Nape YP community. Mr. Philip, I don't know if you're on the call, and over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. We can. Yeah, we can.
Okay. I think most people on the call, in one way or the other, have connected with me either through our monthly, our periodic student connects, or during the recent mini conference, for example. So for me, the key thing here is just to welcome you all, get to take advantage of this opportunity. I would still chime in my own points maybe later after towards the end, and also open to responding to questions. But one of the main essence why I'm here is just to encourage us, welcome us to join the young professional community. One of the things I would just want to say, maybe as starter, is that we're talking about the energy industry, with emphasis on the Nigerian energy industry. So we have the oil and gas industry. We have people. People are needed to run these industries, in terms of the leadership that is needed, in terms of the technical professionals that are needed to run these. These things take some skill sets, that one needs to have to be able to run them. But as with any natural phenomenon, people who do it currently at some point will leave. So there is a need for maturing that funnel of people that would service this industry, and that's where you come in as recent graduates, as young professionals. The YP of Nape is a wonderful platform for smooth integration into the professional geoscience body. Is a platform that gives you that great chance to start stepping your foot gradually into the industry. Of course, one of the things I will mention upfront, so as to also manage expectations, is that no one will guarantee that you will, just by joining Nape YP, you're going to get a job, for example. It doesn't work that way. But when you join Nape YP, you have that platform where there's always networking events. There's always learning opportunity through the different workshops, the different monthly technical series where you sharpen your skill sets. It offers you that platform for you to basically prepare yourself to be launched into the deep, to get those job opportunities. As you already know, these opportunities are quite competitive. So getting that edge, comes from presenting yourself at every available opportunity that you have. And YP offer that. Also, some of these opportunities can come in form of service, right? I would encourage that, be fully involved, look for volunteering opportunities in terms of, for example, there's a committee set up, maybe technical committee, for example. See how you can contribute in running that committee. And before you know it, you begin to build, project management skills. You begin to build, proper time management skills, networking skills. And also from there, it can metamorphose into, getting the right network that can eventually open up, positions for you, So my point being that it's a wonderful avenue, to take advantage of. So one thing about life is, what do you want out of life? I think you first and foremost need to ask yourself that question, and then you may ask yourself, even as I'm joining the YP, what do I want to gain from it? So, sometimes in life, being able to define your purpose and objective helps you to then narrow the value you get. If, for example, my emphasis is, for example, I want to build my technical skills a bit more. Now, PYP will give you that platform with the different programs that we offer from time to time. If, for example, you're looking for leadership opportunities, to sharpen your leadership skills, Nape YP is that avenue that you can already, through even from volunteering at committee level, and subsequently at some point, maybe serving, you get that opportunity to sharpen that skills, even if it's so. My point is, it depends on what you want out of Nape generally, and then the YP. Then you now know how you define, the value that you'd get from Nape. We have people as well who are, who are experienced, people who have, gone through the YP over the years. You have someone like, for example, our next speaker, our main speaker for the day, who will be talking shortly. He has experience, all through from student level, even through the YP, and now he's a very senior professional, right, in the industry. Those are the kind of course, one-time lead, of course, of this YP community as well. That's Dr. David Anamnense. So him and many other people, on the platform, myself as well, you have people you can ask questions. Some of these things, what you need is maybe the right mentoring, coaching opportunity. You can get that with Nape YP, and then you elevate your career, and push it to the next level. I think I would just want to pause here. For me personally, it's just to welcome you all, and already looking forward to having you all on board. Believe it or not, in the next, few decades or years to come, some of you who are on this call will be the one running Nape, for example, will be the one running the oil and gas industry in Nigeria. It depends on what you want. And now with that, great chance to take that first step forward, and then I believe you would have yourself to be grateful at the end of your journey here. Thank you very much, and I'll hand over back to you, Laura.
All right, thank you very much, Philip. Thank you so much for the talk. So moving ahead, because like we actually said, it's just a very short webinar. We don't want to take much of your time, and so moving on to the next speaker, which is Dr. David Anamnese. So he's going to show us his experience, I got to being a member of the Nape YP community, how transition from a still membership down to an active membership, and also the Nape YP a community member. And he told us also, his challenges, how the community also helped him grow in his career, also helped him build out his leadership skill. So Dr. David, I don't know if you're on the call. Would like to hear from you.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
here. All right. Good
All right.
morning,
Maybe.
everyone. Good morning, everyone. And it's a pleasure to be among your midst this morning. So for me, I always feel very, very comfortable and will I call it so much with so much gratitude anytime I am involved in the activities of NAPE. And the reason being, I've been involved in NAPE right from when I was in university. As I started off normally as a PRO to secretary to even a president in the university before I progressed into, the YP part, which is after graduation. But more importantly, I think what it is to consider is how much do I want for myself? That's one thing I always look out for. So if you have an interest in this industry or the academia, as much as possible, you need to have yourself involved in the activities of NAPE. Now, as Philip mentioned to you, NAPE rightly will not give you a job, but perhaps NAPE might provide you, what I call it, the information or the opportunities that you need, either via through networking or through one events that you volunteered or the other. So for me personally, I think quite alright after I graduated, I spoke to my first experience was my graduate internship in Shell and all of that. But after the Shell internship and all of that, it was when I began to get so much value from Nape. And the reason is you looked at it as okay, after this, what next? So during Nape, you've got to network with a lot of people. So I met I think I met one Kingsley. So he was working for another company called Anchor Point at that time, and he told me that there was a company that someone left. That was Nubian, my first company. That the geosciences there left to another company, and that place is actually vacant at the moment. And before you know it, I took my CV and I went to the company straight. You know, telling them I wanted to see the manager, and they were like, "Who are you?" So I just told them, "Well, I'm from Shell." Well, since being that I did my internship in Shell, and they were so impressed, waiting to hear what the Shell guy is bringing. And by the time I presented myself, I told them, well, that I learned about an opportunity that might possibly be here. That I was told by my supervisor in Shell that this is one of the good companies to work for among the other companies in Lagos. And I feel with my experience, I could be able to add value to the business. And the very first thing they asked me is, what can you do for us? So I told them I could do seismic interpretation. They asked me, okay, give us the workflow for seismic interpretation. I explained it to them, and they went ahead. Okay, have you worked on any challenging fields? I explained, the brief I actually worked on during the time of my shell, while I was in shell, and the number of challenges that I faced and how I try to mitigate them by asking questions to my superiors and getting them critique and improve my work. So long story short, I got into the company just by that. Now the reality is that if I have not been involved in NAPI activities, I would not have met Kingsley, and I would not have even had, because Kingsley never he never schooled in my school. He went to a different university. I think he either went to UNN or Futo. I can't remember the exact one. But and he also, so it was NAPI, just a normal NAPI event that made me, gave me that opportunity to meet him, and from there we got to keeping in touch over time. And when the opportunity came, I was like, bros, please, don't forget me in case if anything comes up. Now, if I wasn't informed, perhaps I would not have gotten the first opportunity. And now that is just the way it progresses. Even though the other ones, you still have to be very inquisitive and try to look for information when you want to progress in your career. But what it has is that information is power. So if you have so much information, it helps you in any time when you want to get, perhaps you're looking for another opportunity to move to another company. The information you need is among the network that you have. If you don't have any network, you wouldn't go and call someone that you don't know from Jack Robinson. I just say, bros, please, is there opportunity in your place? But when you know someone, it's easy for you to build that communication, and NAPE is one association that helps you to build that strong networking platform. And aside that, even sometimes it might even come to the extent of recommendations. If you're moving to most new companies, like especially the producing companies, they always request that you get a recommendation. And now the recommendation, they don't want the recommendation from sometimes they want one recommendation from your former boss, if at all, and one from an independent person. Now, who is going to be that independent person? It's definitely not going to be your father or your uncle. It has to be someone in the industry, maybe a different company, but the person can attest to your character, to your personality, that you're someone that can be trusted, that can actually put in so much effort to deliver. And how would someone know it? It is through Nappy. So imagine if you worked in a committee and you showed a lot of zealousness and you've been able to help people, the committee achieve their goals, and they saw the passion, the interest that you have in it that is even enough for someone to say, well, I think as far as this guy is concerned, he's very good. He can be reliable. He's dependable, and all of that. So these are the little opportunities that one could actually get in through Nape. And at the end of the day, you see that it's apart from that also even the technical aspect. So sometimes if you're having challenges in your technical work, the industry is actually a very small one. They could actually put up a call to depending on the number of people, 3 4 5 persons, and say, please, what is your opinion about this, what is your opinion about this, and that will help to improve your knowledge about that particular subject. But if you don't have anything, you might go online, and sometimes I'm even scared of going online to search for information. If you're not very experienced, you might get a lot of wrong information online and begin to how level this assimilate them into your memory. But maybe the first time you go for an interview and someone asks you a question and you throw those wrong information out there, you put yourself in trouble. So as much as possible, the network is actually there. It helps you to, you could get recommendation for it, you get information. I know the job owner is the least of it all, but it could also come out that way. But what is more important is you knowing that, well, I stand to lose nothing if I don't join Nape or YP. For instance, one of the things that actually brought my interest, especially strongly to Nape, is that for me, I'm not a club person. I don't really go to club. I rarely do, if at all. So party maybe once in a while. So the question is, what will you be doing with the remaining part of your time? And I don't want to carry that time, because the reality is that if you don't put your time in the positive, imagine if you're a Christian, if you don't put your time, or a Muslim, in something related to, your religion to improve your faith, or something that will improve your career, sincerely, the way this world is right now, definitely your time is going to go to the wrong parts, wrong things. And when your time gets so attached to the wrong things, before you know it, you've lost it. Yeah, that's just it. If you dedicate your time that every weekend you want to sleep from one club to the other, if you're not careful, you're going to lose it. But if you have yourself engaged in one activity of nappy or the other, it will not help you bring out that opportunity. As in, you even think about those kind of stuff. And even aside that, if you also have the opportunity, sometimes people have all this relocation plan, go to a foreign country, but with your network in nappy, you could actually meet another person over there who is spinning nappy, and that helps your relationship improve very well, and even makes it easy for you to communicate your challenges to that person in a different country, and the person could actually come to bear to you. So sometimes it's not always rosy as well. Sometimes you might get failures here and there, but what is more important in you is that you stand to lose nothing. You always stand to gain something. And sometimes what you gain might not be for now, it might be in the future. Then the other part is that you can also meet people who can mentor you and give you directions, so that when you're making decisions and choices, it is very easy for you. Imagine someone making some kind of choices. Reality is, in this career that we are in, there are some choices that you make, you get stuck at a particular thing. But there are some choices that you'll make, you're not going to get stuck. You're going to keep moving at the pace, no matter how the situation or how difficult the country is, you still get moving. So the choices that you make and how you get the information is also what matters. So as much as possible, mine is to encourage everyone that put it as first that I stand to lose nothing. Rather, I stand to gain something. Now, the way I gain something, it could be now, it could be later. It's especially for people who are still fresh graduates. You need to have so much information about the industry, the technical knowledge, the technical sessions, and the series that will be shared by the YPs. Those things are things. If you don't even understand them, just jot the few you can jot down. Read about them online. If you have questions, you can follow up with other people, contact them, and they will always stand to you, to answer those questions. And even go to LinkedIn, can chat them up a lot in people in the same discipline, and they'll get to respond to you. And when it comes to nappy activities as well, go around, ask questions. If people are, for me, I believe if you ask more questions, it helps you to reduce the chances of failure. For instance, while I started my career, before I go for any interview, I will always do a mock interview with a very experienced person. So I would have done mock interview for like two or three persons who I feel are very experienced and intelligent, and also have my interest in the heart. So by the time you do those mock interviews, those people would have help you to correct, and help you to to correct if there's every wrong notion that you have about a particular subject. It would have helped you to correct that, and rather help you to set you in the right path. So that if there are any kind of questions, they first give you the kind of potential questions you're going to ask, and they want to hear your responses. And when you respond, they will like, well, this is not the best way to respond to this. And that's how you see some people actually moving very fast, because what, they have people they ask questions when they have challenges. But if you just say you want to do it all by yourself, it is possible also, but it also has its own difficulty. You struggle here and there to achieve that. But napping is a forum that just try to make that connect, quite easy for you to jump into your next opportunity. And when the opportunity arises, sometimes you also be available to key in and get someone to recommend you when that opportunity arises. So I think, to me, I want to welcome everyone to, especially the recent graduates, to the YP forum. Take advantage of it, network, try and know as much. Like, I can tell you the way I am, right? I know most of the YPs, that majority of them that have been in NAPE, even before I was a YP lead, even from the time of graduation, I've said involving myself in YP. I know Tuboso and the rest of many of them. So you could actually get to know me, get to know Philip, get to know so many other people, and even beyond that. So as much as possible, whatever I would do, I will encourage you to take good advantage of this opportunity. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, David. Thank you so much for the for the talk, for the presentation on the talk. So, we're going to question and questions. So, if you have any questions, you'd like to ask Mr. David, Mr. Philip, or myself, as regards to Nape YP community, just raise your hand and I'll call upon you to mute and then ask the question.
Oh, I
All
think
right. So,
if I hand was up. Oh.
okay, if I can unmute and ask the question.
Yes. So good morning, everyone. Greetings. I apologize. I'm not going to be asking a question.
You're
It's
fine.
just
Is it you?
contributes. Yes, it is my only fine. Good morning.
Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize. I was in an APG program, so I joined late, so I should have joined earlier, and I missed the previous sessions like this because of too many things happening in the past. So I just want to contribute again, and I want to say thanks for this opportunity again given to the younger folks. Me, I haven't gone through the cycle. I'm still in the cycle. I just want to say to the younger folks who are joining, who are graduating, who have graduated, that in a world of competing opportunities, right? One thing that most employers are looking for, most people are looking for, you're looking for the best, basically, because you want to get the best value out of the relationship you build from that person you hire or that person you meet. And what that means is that if I have 200 persons who have a 2-1 or first class or so, and I need just 3, that means what that means initially, automatically, is that the degrees are not, first of all, I'm not looking at degree 2-1 or first class, because I have 200 persons who have 2-1 or first class or 2-2. I now shift to other things that are not taught in the university. And what that means is that I'm not looking beyond your graduating degree. I'm looking at leadership qualities. I'm looking at interpersonal skills. I'm looking at who's got a clout around them, right? I'm looking at who is able to keep to time. Who is it that if they tell me their word, I can go to the bank with it? Who is it that integrity is what matters to the person? Who amongst these new folks takes initiative, is flexible, and can work in very highly dynamic environments? Who is it that is bold yet very respectful at the same time? Who among those people that are new, that are graduated, has got authority, has got influence without authority? Who values due process, not just the result, but the process through which a result is attained? Who among these new folks? Who among these folks have presentation skills that, when you listen, you want to listen again, and it will, endear you to want to hear them and do their bidding? Who amongst these people values their words? They don't just tell you something just to, tell you something. Some people, they make a call, I'm almost there, but in reality, they're still sitting where they are. But you look at the person who's making a call saying, I'm almost there, I'm on my way, but you know that they have not taken a step. So who amongst these new folks? Who amongst these new folks doesn't have identity issue? What I mean, who knows who they are, they know what they know, and they hold on to it until you convince them otherwise. They're not struggling with identity. They know their roots and they keep to it, except when there is need to change. Who can I trust among these new folks? And guess what, guys? That is what volunteering and being a member of Nape, young professional, Nape as a body, that's what it offers. Not just Nape, a lot of other professional bodies, basically. But guess what? Nape is like the mother of all of them. I can tell you here, it's the biggest geological body in Africa. I can say that without fear of any contradiction. I know we have other bodies that are also there, but Nape is like the mother of them all in terms of followership, in terms of membership. And guess what? Nape has got several opportunities for you to grow yourself technically, leadership wise, interpersonal skills, network, mentoring skills, volunteering opportunities. Trust me, they're there. So I want to encourage you, and I want to say, first of all, congratulations and welcome to this new folk, to this new section or new phase. But then it doesn't end there. You have to step out. You have to make yourself seen. You have to make yourself visible. Trust me, people will not. You have to push. Really, you have to be visible intentionally, not just, oh, I think I like I like Dora's name, or I like her face, or I like Anita's outfit, or I like Philip's posture. No, it's about I've heard Philip speak, and the first time I heard him speak, I wanted to listen to him again. There are people you meet before meeting them. I give you, I explain what I mean. There are people that I have met, but I haven't seen them.
Did you lose him? Is it from my own end? Can we
I
still
watch
hear
their
him?
best meal.
We
But
can't,
guess what? I've met
we can't hear you, sir.
Okay, we lost you at some point, Mr. Ifeanyi again.
another professional body, you know, because they did something, you know. I don't know if you can still hear me. There's a network glitch. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead. We can. We lost you for a
I
bit.
apologize. There's a network glitch. So I'm just going to quickly wrap up in like a minute. I'm saying that there are people you meet before meeting them. And by meeting somebody before meeting them is there are things that they have done that really have put their name in your mind, in your memory, even though you haven't had a physical meeting. They presented a paper, they volunteered in a committee, they won a prize or an award or something. There are a lot of people I have in my list. I haven't met them, but I've already met them through because they're in one group or the other. So I want to challenge you to make yourself visible. Technical presentation, volunteering opportunity, find a way to be out there, not just in Nape, but in any opportunity that comes. It has a way of projecting you. Before you go for your first interview, for those who might be going for job interviews, you might have met your interviewer before meeting them again, courtesy of every opportunity like this. And like I've said, at this level, it's not about what you graduated with, trust me, because there are many people with such degree, with fancy NYC certificate, with fancy background. But what will make you stand out is not your background, it's not your parental background, it's not your height, your complexion, whatever it is, your outlook, but it is about every other soft skill that is never taught in the university, that was never taught in the university, that you have the challenge and the task of picking up by yourself and growing it from there. I apologize, I'm speaking so passionately, but I know what I'm saying, and I just want to challenge you and encourage you at the same time while I say congratulations and welcome aboard. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ifeanyi. That was a very great presentation. If you all know Mr. Ifeanyi, someone that has very passion for, and that's do it from student level, student membership to YP, has been very supportive of the community in terms of his contribution, both technical wise, knowledge wise, in everything, and from AAPG to SCG and even to the Nape body as a whole. And he's someone that we look up to very much at the community. So I'll leave the floor open. If you have any questions as regards to becoming a member of this community, how it can benefit you, as per se, but not in terms of job, but in a job in a different way, but not we're giving you a job, as the two speakers have rightly said. So just raise your hand, and I will call on you to take the floor and ask your question. All right, so we have Praise. Kindly unmute yourself and then ask your question.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
I'm Praise
Praise.
Mokwi. Good morning. I'm Praise by name. I am a new graduate. So I want to ask a very simple question. So how can we be a part of the YP? How can I don't know how to go about it. I want to be a member. That's my question anyways. Thank you.
Okay, so to be a member of the community, the first step you need to do is to convert from your student membership to an active membership with Nape. So what's going to happen is that just send me a WhatsApp message and I will send you the procedure on how to register as an active member for Nape. And once you've done that, automatically you'll be added into the Nape YP community as a member.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Oluwatomi. Kindly unmute and ask your question. Tomi, are you on the call? We cannot hear you. If you're speaking, kindly unmute and ask your question. We can't hear you. All right, so sorry, I don't know if you can hear Tommy, but I can't seem to hear from my own end. Can anyone hear her? Because I can't hear from my own
No,
end.
no.
Okay, all
No,
right.
we
We
can't
can't
hear.
though. We can't.
All
Can't
right, so
hear.
all right, so Alex, kindly unmute. Alex Ogechuku Obichi. Kindly unmute and ask a question.
Hello, good morning. Can we hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. My question is concerning the volunteering thing. Mr. Philip mentioned, you also mentioned Miss Flora. I'd like to know if you can shed more light on that, on how we can be part of the volunteering for either Nape YP or the Nape in general. Thank you.
Mr. Philip, are you on the call? I think I'll put this question to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Honestly, it's as simple as just raising your hand when there's a call for maybe joining committees. But to start with first, you need to join, right? You need to join the NAPE YP. So when you join the NAPE YP, most times there's call, especially towards the beginning of the year, most times, they'll call for, volunteers into different committees to, help in terms of, for example, some of them are for maybe social events, for technical sessions, for, different exciting world of geoscience, for example, different opportunities. And as well, even away from YP as well, from time to time, also there are calls for people to volunteer for maybe for example the CPC conference planning committee. I think the key thing is just being available. When you are available, you will see opportunities and then you'll be able to take advantage of them. But I think it starts with joining, and then we'll then take it up from there. And nothing also stops you from asking the leaders, right? Asking the YP leadership, asking the NAPE executive, UAP chair, for example, how do you think I can come or I can support? There's always that need for an extra hand because the truth of the matter is that most of the leaders are overwhelmed with many things, so that extra hand that will come help is always well appreciated. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, so thank you, Mr. Philip. Is there any other person? Tommy, if you want to speak, kindly unmute. You couldn't hear the last time. Or you can use the chat box and I could just help you read out your question because we couldn't hear you. Are you still on the call? Philip?
Yes, I think I had some network glitch. I didn't hear anything for a while.
Okay, so you have no.
Yes.
All right, so yeah. So I said we could just there are no longer questions, and we could just do a closing remark. Just wrap up the event.
All right, thank you very much. First and foremost, I'll say a big thanks to the leadership of the Nape YP for helping to coordinate this kind of session. My expectation would be that let this be a continuous routine. Let this be a tradition so that we'll continually have that opportunity to to mature the funnel that would keep the YP even more active and growing as well too. And wonderful initiative. Also to thank the two doctors, Dr. David and then Dr. Ifeanyi for very contributions sharing their own experiences. And also to say a big thank you to all who have connected. My own ask will be take action. Please reach out to the AYP lead. I think Flora, you have a way to drop you have a way to reach you. Maybe you can drop your WhatsApp number or the chat. Please do feel free to reach out to her, so that you can join the YP community. Of course, the criteria is that you must have graduated from university. To say wonderful thank you, and I wish you all a wonderful weekend. All the best. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, sorry, before they go, please, I think just to recall that once you're a graduate, you're free to join the Nape YP, even if you have not yet registered as an active member, but at least it's just for you to bear it in mind that you have to register. But once you're a graduate, you're no longer a student, so you're free to join the Nape YP community while we're planning that out. All right, so you can always contact Laura so that you can be added to the group. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. So as regards to that, the Nape YP will be exhibited at the Nape conference, so we'll have our own personal booth. So if you have any questions as regards to how to become a member of the community or how to transition from Nape member to the Nape YP, just meet us at the Nape YP booth at the upcoming Nape conference, and all your questions and easy process will be answered. Thank you very much for attending the webinar. On behalf of the community and the experts, also a big thank you to Dr. Ifeanyi Obi and Dr. David Anomnezi and our UAP chairman, Mr. Philip, for honoring this invitation to be our guest and to present, help us in this webinar. Thank you so much, and do have a great weekend. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Ma Flora, please don't forget to drop your number.